All right, hi everybody. Welcome to day 4 of our analysis of the FC Barcelona Youth Program style of play. For the past 3 days, we've looked at both a boys team and a girls team, and we've looked at their style of play, which could be characterized as the following. So, Barcelona's youth program is characterized by a style of play that wants to go forward, okay, but they're willing to be patient. So they're always looking to go forward, but if it's not there, they're willing to be patient. They play a style of play that's 1 and 2 touch passing. There's some dribble driving, but it's mostly 1 and 2 touch passing where the ball's in constant motion and players are moving in and out of spaces, even times rotating positions. So that's what we've looked at the last 3 days. And if you haven't watched those videos, I'd encourage you to go back and watch the last 3 days prior, because today I'm going to piggyback on that a little bit and I'm going to add to it. So what we're going to focus on today is, yes, you're going to see a lot of that style of play. Okay, you're going to see them going forward. You're going to see them being willing to be patient and knock the ball around. You're going to see the 1 and 2 touch passing, and you're going to see the players moving in and out of spaces off the ball. But what I want to draw your attention to today is, I would sum it up in one word, and that is intensity. Okay, intensity on the defensive side of the ball, especially when pressing or if they lose the ball. There's a real intensity to get it back fast. And then the second thing is an intensity to score goals. Okay, there's an intensity to get forward and at all costs put the ball in the net. Now, even though this clip is not going to result in a goal, you're going to see that intensity even on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip once without any narration, and then I'll play it a second time with my analysis. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and reset the clip here. All right. And so, again, what we're talking about on this clip is I'm going to be pointing out just kind of some small subtleties in the intensity and the way that Barcelona plays. And all credit to the light blue team, the team from Portugal. You know, they're playing hard as well, but you can see a slight edge in the Barcelona team. This is the second half of the game, and I think just by watching that clip overall, you can see which team is in control of the game and who's going to come out victorious. So I'm going to go ahead and play. So you're going to see obviously a lot of Barcelona's patience here. So when we talk about them wanting to go forward but being willing to be patient, so they're spacing out the field. But pay attention how the light blue team is pressing. They're pressing, they're jogging, but it's not like Barcelona's press that we'll see here in a second. Okay, now I believe they are going to give up the ball here. All right, so the light blue team takes it. You see Barcelona win it back here in a second. The blue team does a pretty good job keeping it away from them. Now, what I want you to watch is how Barcelona presses. So there's definitely an intensity and an urgency to win this ball back, and the light blue team does a pretty good job keeping it. But you're going to see here real quick that Barcelona is going to say, no, this is our ball, not yours. Okay, you get a little slide tackle there. So I would say, just before we move on, the light blue team did a good job keeping it, but Barcelona kept on the press. I would say you could see a difference in the intensity between the way the two teams pressed. Barcelona, when they were pressing, you got the feel that they were saying, look, this is our ball. Why do you guys have it? Okay, and we're going to get it back. Whereas when the light blue team was pressing, and you'll see this in the clip a little bit further, they were pressing probably because their coach told them to, but they really knew that they weren't going to get the ball all that quickly. So I'll go ahead and play it again, play the rest of the clip. And this is one of my favorite parts coming up here, not the foul. You will notice, though, and again, I know these are young boys, but you notice which player pops up first. And injuries are injuries, but you kind of can tell a little bit about the mentality there, I think. All right, so we'll get the ball in play here. One of my favorite parts is coming up right here. So you get the patience, the swinging it, and then what I like right here is this. Right there. Okay, so why did I like that part? Well, a lot of times when you see offensive and defensive players battling in a physical spot, and I'll let it roll to that part again. Normally, the defensive player is going to have the edge when being physical, and right here you see them both. You see them both in a battle for the ball, and you see the player actually with the ball on Barcelona dribbling and out physicaling the Portuguese player. So check this out. And that's what we talk about, that intensity. And I know he gave the ball away, but the point is not lost. There you also saw the 6-second rule and then a quick shot. And then more intensity going towards goal. So I'll replay that part as well. Move it a little bit forward here so you don't have to see the whole thing again. So you see the intensity and the mentality of the Barcelona players in these consecutive plays here. So you have an offensive player here in a second who's going to actually out-physical the defender. They lose the ball, and then they swarm it. So there's the 6-second rule. You get a long shot. Now check this follow-up. This is my goal right there. You'll also notice kind of which player pops up first. And again, I know these are young, these are young players, but I guess what I'm trying to show here is that, Barcelona often gets characterized as being fluid, patient, a little bit of a finesse team, but you could see the intensity on the defensive side of the ball and in the attacking. And then there they go again with their high press. Okay, light blue team elects to play long. Now check this out. You don't often see this, but the Barcelona goalie is going to go ahead and take a risk and say, okay, let's keep up that intensity. Let's bomb one and see if we can get number 10 through. Now they don't get it, but again, you see players thinking for themselves. You see them taking risks, and you see them being pretty intense. They're going to win the ball back here again fairly quickly. And you can kind of just tell whose ball this is. You know, you can tell that this is Barcelona's game. This is not the game. The game does not belong to the Portuguese team. Okay. So those are some of the subtleties. So they'll go back to keeping it, and you can see now the press for the light blue team is, you know, it's virtually non-existent. They're definitely not pressing the way that Barcelona presses. You know, it's more of a slow jog, and you know, to their credit, they're trying to keep up, but it's just not the same. Okay. And you could see over the course of a game how, you know, all of these small jabs would really wear a team down, and the opponent by the end of the game is not going to have much left in the tank. Okay, and this is the final part. Even here on this last part where he loses the ball, it's like, okay, this is mine. It's not yours. Okay? All right. So I know it was fairly subtle today, okay, but what I wanted to add to the last three videos where we saw a real finesse style of play, you know, aggressive going forward, willingness to keep the ball. We saw 1 and 2 touch passing, players moving in and out of space, and you saw that on this clip as well. But what you saw on the side of the Barcelona players, even at this young of age, was an intensity when they lost the ball to win it back. You saw a physicality. You saw a press that was way more intense than the other team. And then even things like shooting on goal, and then that midfielder streaking through and challenging the goalkeeper to try and put the ball in the net. You know, there's an intensity and a physicality to these youth teams that's not just all style. There's a lot of substance as well.